US removes tariffs on UK steel and aluminium and cuts car rate to 10% as Trump and Starmer unveil deal. What you need to know about today's UK-US agreement. Though nothing yet been signed yet, the announcement of a US-UK tariff agreement marks much-needed win for Donald Trump, as well as a political boost for Sir Keir Starmer. Some clarifications. Despite how Trump has framed it, this is not a trade deal. This is a tariff agreement that amends the levies the president placed. Only Congress has the authority to pass a true free trade deal. Trump's blanket 10% tariff still applies to most goods coming from the UK. Nothing is finalized. There are still months of negotiations and legal paperwork ahead. What changed today? Trump slashed tariffs on British cars and metals. The US had agreed to reduce the import tax on cars from 25% to 10% for 100,000 cars a year. Some tariffs on steel and aluminium have been eliminated entirely. The UK removed tariffs on American beef and ethanol. What we still don't know. We don't know how this will impact pharmaceuticals, one of the UK's biggest exports to the US. We're also unsure how this will impact the film industry. Trump has promised a 100% tariff on all films made abroad. There was no mention of that in the deal. Mixed opinions from farmers on trade agreement. For farmers, the new UK-US trade deal is being sold as a major win thanks to an agreement on reciprocal market access on beef, with the UK given a tariff-free quota for 13,000 metric tons. And the UK government insists there will still be no weakening of food standards, with hormone-treated beef imports remaining illegal. The NFU's president, Tom Bradshaw, said he appreciated the government's efforts in listening to our concerns, particularly around maintaining high standards, protecting sensitive agricultural sectors, and securing reciprocal access for beef. But Wiltshire beef farmer Liz Webster, co-founder of the campaign group Save British Farming, said the deal was a sellout and that the USA had no facility to filter out the good stuff from the bad stuff, so she believed hormone-fed beef could still get into the UK. When asked whether the UK would have to take hormone-fed beef, Donald Trump said the UK could take what they want. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins added, "Specific to the beef, this is going to exponentially increase our beef exports. And to be very clear, American beef is the safest, the best quality, and the crown jewel of American agriculture for the world." There are many more deals to come, State Department spokesperson says. The Trump administration continues to celebrate what it's calling a historic trade deal between the U.S. and UK. During the daily State Department press briefing, Tammy Bruce, the department's spokesperson, said the deal provides American companies unprecedented access to the UK market that includes billions of dollars of increased access. The bottom line is this. This is a great deal for America, Bruce said. Today's deal shows you that if you respect America and bring serious proposals to the table, America is open to business, she continued. There are many more deals to come. Trump slightly changes tune on China. President Trump said his top administration officials have numerous deals in the works and called out his Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's upcoming meeting with Chinese officials in Switzerland. They very much want to make a deal, Trump said of Chinese negotiators. We can all play games, who made the first call, who didn't make it doesn't matter. It only matters what happens in that room. That's a slight change of tune for Trump, who seemed to be engaged in a game of cat and mouse with China, as Chinese leaders declined talks were in progress, and Trump claimed he'd spoken to President Xi. Now Trump says any communication or lack thereof is water under the bridge, perhaps paving a smoother pathway toward negotiations. UK unions and business groups welcome deal. Most unions and business groups have provisionally welcomed a deal that will mean steel and aluminium tariffs are reduced to zero and car tariffs are cut from 25% to 10%, up to a quota of 100,000 units. That is below the number the 101,000 exported last year, and the 120,000 it was on course to export this year can be seen as setting a potential ceiling on exports. The agricultural sector deal is more complex with barriers to US ethanol and beef products lowered. It's clear that the US is more closed to UK products and the UK more open than before Trump came into office. And it remains to be seen whether the UK has gained any advantage from being first to agree new terms of trade with its largest single-country export market. British businesses face higher tariffs now than they did in February, UK's shadow trade secretary. Responding to the agreement in the House of Commons, Conservative Shadow Trade Secretary Andrew Griffith says it is a Diet Coke deal, not the real thing. Any reduction in tariffs is welcome, but British businesses are still facing higher tariffs now than they did in February, he tells MPs. This is not the deal we were promised, and the government still has much work to do. Griffith also asks for reassurance for the film and TV industry, which Donald Trump has threatened with 100% tariffs. In response, Trade Minister Douglas Alexander stresses the deal is job saved, not job done. He adds that the UK is continuing to negotiate on the film industry, and there is more work to be done. Please don't forget to subscribe for more information. Thanks.